Welcome to Powerful Women Revealed. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and today we're talking all about career, but really more specifically, all about fashion, one of my favorite things. My guest is a personal stylist, and she customizes her clients' wardrobes to ensure that they actually fit their own personal style as well as lifestyle. She's a wardrobe consultant, a fashion expert, and a personal shopper. She has over 15 years experience in the fashion industry, and she styles for TV as well. And she's been the founder and CEO of Trust and Tricia since 2008. Tricia Cromwell, welcome to the show.
I sound so important. I love when you do that. I'm like eagerly listening.
You are important. And I just want to say that Tricia is my personal stylist, but my mom is my personal shopper.
Yes.
And I can't fire her.
No, you sure can't. But
I don't want to fire her.
No, I don't want to anyway.
She does a great job. She gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she gave me this blouse.
I was wondering, I wanted to ask you that too.
Which I love. She gave me the coat. My coat is from my Aunt Virginia, which is like 60 years old and is this is the coat. This is the coat you and I talked about, and it needs some stitching and some patches and stuff, but I still love it.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about my blouse real quick because I love the bow. Can everyone see the bow? I love the bow.
It's a good bow.
And I love the style of it, and it reminds me of the 80s. Mm-hmm. And it reminds me, and when I see the movie When Harry Met Sally, it's one of my favorite all-time movies, and she goes through the phases of all her different fashions. The bow reminds me, right? In the movie when she's on the airplane, she's got the bow, she's got the 80s look.
Oh yeah.
So this is kind of an 80s look? Maybe? Not really?
It is, and it depends on what twist you put on it and what memories it associates to. Like, all clothing has an emotional attachment, whether people realize it or not. So it's what emotion it brings you or what memory it brings you. But that style, it's almost like a classic. It's really timeless. Like, we saw that in the 20s and 30s. We saw it in the 80s, huge, or even in lace, or something crazy. And then we saw it in the 90s, more like what you're wearing now. I think more structured and slimmed down, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
so
I love it. So maybe that's why I like it, because it's classic.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's give the viewer a little bit of your background. You are still with Ralph Lauren for how many years?
10 years.
Okay, so tell us about what you do for Ralph Lauren.
So for Ralph Lauren, I cover the New England area.
Lauren.
Yes.
I'm saying it wrong.
Everyone does.
Oh, it's Ralph Lauren.
It is.
Okay, I say Lauren.
A lot of people, I don't know, try to make it fancier. I don't really know.
It's like Target.
Yeah, exactly. But that's better than when I first got the job. My grandmother, who we've spoken about and is awesome, told the family I now work for Frank Lauren. So she got a job for a big designer, Frank Lauren. I'm like, Meme, Ralph. But anyhow,
Frank, Ralph.
10 years ago, Frank and Ralph, when I started working with the fellas. No, I'm a brand manager with them, so I go into department stores and I'm kind of in charge of the area in New England and just making sure that the stores have what they need. They have the correct product and visuals and signage, and the markdowns and locations in the stores are correct, and kind of like Ralph Lauren's eyes and ears in the field a little bit. Mm-hmm. And you're very independent. You make your own schedule, you visit your stores. My territory is all of New England. I have 36 stores, so it's kind of up to you to when to visit and look at your business and analyze and see what stores need me, what might be going on in there that I have to go police or fix. And it's sort of, I think it definitely pushed me, even though I always had it in me that I didn't want to listen to anybody's rules and I wanted to work for myself. This definitely gave me the confidence and like a platform where you are in charge of yourself and your business and your results. And this really pushed me to, in 2008, start Trust and Tricia and start styling as a business as well, and working with people like you who are on TV and everyday people who have to get dressed up and face the world and want to look their best and be able to let their ensemble speak for them.
And now I know why you are hitting TJ Maxx's like all over New England.
It's so embarrassing.
I'm like, so you're posting things on Facebook and you're like, oh, I went to the Marshalls or TJ Maxx here, and I'm like, why is she way out there? It's because of the Ralph Lauren.
Yes.
the Ralph Lauren
Yes.
position that you have. So now I get that.
I'm everywhere. Yep.
Okay, so you're all over New England.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm able to find all the sales too. Like I kind of know what's going on in what malls and what demographics are in what area. Like where's the best TJ Maxx to get all the brand name stuff, or which ones cater to an urban demographic. So it's really cool actually.
Okay. So they do have their little niches within.
They do. Yep. All stores buy for whatever they may have labeled that store as, whether it's a volume tiering or a demographic tiering or based on selling. You may go into an Ann Taylor that has a ton of basics, but then if you go into the Ann Taylor at the Prudential, they have everything, and they have the $900 leather jackets that you see in the ads and all that kind of stuff, whereas you may not see that in a suburban mall.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool. I wanted to be a buyer, so I know about that stuff too. That's what I went to school for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now, so within the Ralph Lauren, catching myself now, within Ralph Lauren, do they sort of have that same vibe in each of their stores? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes sense.
Yep.
You know, they cater to the public, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Now, let's talk a little bit about why you decided to move into this industry, because you said you didn't really always know that this is something that you wanted to do.
Right.
Or you didn't know that there was a job out there for it.
Right. I kind of just thought, and like we had just spoken about, that fashion meant retail. And so you work in a management or in a visual position or in a merchandising position, which I've actually done all of those. And then when I went to college, it did enlighten me, and then back shopping for my grandmother, who was my first client when I was younger, that started to show me different avenues of fashion and different. I remember being in college, and during the internship, one of the places I went to Johnson & Wales in Providence, and so we went to the Trinity Rep Theater and talked to the costume designer. And I just remember something sparking sitting with the crowd, and I was like, wait a minute, that's kind of cool. That's really interesting, and kind of just put it on the back burner, because I mean, you know, we're in Boston. We're not in New York, where you know, there's not Broadway shows for me to look into styling and all that good stuff. So I kind of just thought it maybe wasn't for me. But then it was just like little things in my life all added up, down to like what not to wear. Such an awesome show and so inspirational. And I'm watching, and I'm like, wow, this is what I do with my friends and my family members and my friends who hate shopping. Like, would strangers let me help them this way? Yeah. So I put myself out there.
Well, I'm so glad that I met you and found you.
I know.
We met through BIG.
Yep.
And BIG is an organization that I am involved in, and I'm a leader for, and it stands for Believe, Inspire, Grow. So we met there. But the reason why I hired you to come in and fix my wardrobe, well, I really wanted you to give me that diagnostic, that diagnosis,
Everyone wants to know,
what am
like,
I
how
doing
am I doing?
wrong? Do I have all the classic pieces that I'm supposed to have? Or not that I should have or shouldn't have, but the pieces that help you in your wardrobe.
Right.
And you came to my house and created 27 outfits in less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it was very impressive. And I knew that I needed your help because of the show.
Yeah, that's right. That was the first thing that you had mentioned. I'm going to start filming. I need some outfits.
And even though I'm creative, I'm like, I really want to get a different set of eyes.
Yes.
And a different look and view and opinion. And so that was really great. So that's how we started. And we're going to talk about some more things that are coming up about your style swap later on in the show. But right now, I want to talk about Cheap Chic, and it's a on-demand program that I still haven't seen.
I was still waiting to find out about that.
I promised. You've been on the radio a couple of times, and I promised that by the time, I shouldn't make promises that I can't keep. There's been so much snow, and so much stuff going on. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on demand, and I don't know how to do on demand, so I need my kids to help me. So tell me about the Cheap Chic.
So Cheap Chic is a fashion segment that I host, which is on Comcast On Demand. So it's great if you haven't seen it yet, because it's on demand. So when you want to go see it, you can just sign on and see it.
There you go.
And so what happened was, I guess a few years ago they had this segment and they were looking to revive it, and they needed a host, and they had seen another show that I had hosted called Fashion Buzz on Style It Up. So they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be involved, and I said yes. And we are now in the 3rd season, I guess you could say, or year of doing it, and I love it. I love that I get to pick the topics, and like I'm involved from are we shooting in studio, on location, do we need hair and makeup, who are the models, will we be using a live model, a form, where will I pull the looks from, what will the topics be? I'm involved in everything, and they give me so much creative freedom. It's so much fun.
Okay, so we're gonna actually talk about, I have some photos with me today that you sent for us to sort of look at some things that are do's and don'ts. And the first one we're gonna look at, and we're going to show this up on the screen, is the suit. So the traditional suit versus the modern suit.
Yes.
So tell me about this photo, and tell me why is the traditional one a don't?
No.
It's just traditional.
It is. It's definitely not a don't. It's just that I love and am embracing, and I am helping everyone to embrace the modern suit. And the modern suit is actually made up of career separates that you build together as a kind of a 3-in-1 to make a suit. So in the traditional, she's got her navy pinstripe, white shirt underneath, she's buttoned up. I mean, she's ready for a meeting. If you are in the legal field, if you are in finance, that's likely still the way you'd want to go.
Okay.
But if you're in a situation where...
With a cute shoe.
Of course. That goes without saying. No, of course.
Okay.
But if you are in, a little bit more of a modern or trendy field, or laid back office, or have some of those laid back days, you can actually create your new suit using suit pieces. Your top and bottom doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to be the exact suit. And I'll tell you one of the reasons I love that, because once you wear your suit a whole bunch of times, you always wash the pants more than the jacket. Because sometimes the jacket sits on the back of your chair all day, and you end up having to wash the pants, and then the colors don't match anymore. The colors fade and the materials fade. So this is great in situations where someone may think, oh, I can't wear this suit anymore, the navies don't match. No, you can wear that navy blazer with a pair of gray dress slacks or tan dress pants.
Okay, now, but what about the fabric? Doesn't the fabric have to be, as long as the fabric's not fighting?
Exactly.
As long as it's
We've talked about that. That's right. That is right. Exactly.
I am all about everyone getting along.
That's
so
exactly
the jewelry has to get along.
Yes.
The colors have to get along.
Yep. And
the fabrics have to get along.
It's all about mixing up and just kind of playing with it, but still having everything get along. So literally, if you have neutral pieces, like a neutral layering piece, a cardigan or a blazer, and a neutral pair of pants, and you just put any pop color blouse underneath or printed blouse underneath, it's like your 1, 2, 3 suit created and go. And you get to show your personality through that.
I love it.
So much more fun.
I love it. And we just talked about on the radio how even though you have that basic fundamental, the jacket, the blouse, the slack, or the skirt, the jacket, the blouse, or the even the cardigan.
Yep.
You got that 3-piece fundamental. Everyone looks different.
I know. I love that question. I loved that you asked me that question.
Because it took me a while to figure that out. But when you watch What Not to Wear, or when I've seen what you've put together, and then I hear you explain it about well, go ahead. Tell me about the preppy gal versus me versus, see, that's why we're all looking different.
We all look different, because that's what fashion and style is. It's not just wearing something off of a hanger or a mannequin or a runway. It's your personality and your style showing through. So even if we were given the same basic combination, which I give a ton of my clients, to wear a shirt, a layering piece on top, and bottoms, we won't all look the same, because we all have different personalities. So like I said before, if you're the preppy client, you would probably reach for the navy boxy blazer with the gold buttons. If you're a little bit trendier like yourself, you might reach for a lot of hardware, a lot of zippers, or faux leather detail, or fur collar. I mean, there are so many different jackets and blazers, asymmetrical zippers, moto style. I mean, there are so many different pieces that once the combinations come together, no one looks the same, because they've all put their taste onto it.
Now, how did you become so passionate about fashion?
I know, right?
You love everything. You eat and breathe fashion.
I know.
You even said to me, I said, can you live without accessories? You're like, no.
No,
can't live without accessories.
I'll have an anxiety attack. No, no. I don't know how I became so passionate. I have no idea. I just was always involved. You know what's crazy that I never realized until recently? When I watch TV, and I watch a lot of TV, that's what I look at. Like, I look at, what is the actor wearing? What are they trying to say? Like, if it's winter, where's her coat? Or just the craziest things that has always stuck out to me, like, as long as I can remember. I think it also came from growing up and I didn't have a lot of money. And I had to be creative to kind of keep up with the girls in school, or to put things together, or my hand-me-downs that I was working with, or, you know, whatever my mom could get me at the time. So I don't know if it just kind of got ingrained in me, or
you were forced to be creative.
I guess so.
Yeah. And you know, now let's talk about the kind of people that there's nothing wrong with this, but there are people.
You know what you're gonna say.
There are people in the world that, you know, are just the kind of sweatshirt and, you know, Patriot sweatshirt and jeans and sneakers kind of people. And they just want comfort. They really just don't care about fashion. Is there hope for do they have other things in their closet that they're just not sharing, or is there a way for them to take the jeans and the sneakers and the sweatshirt to a different level?
Of course.
Maybe that's the real question.
Of course there is. I have so many clients that tell me, I just want to be comfortable. Whatever it is, I need to look good, but I just want to be comfortable.
And you love jeans. And you
I'm wearing them now.
You're wearing jeans right now?
I know, black jeans. I'm telling you, Tricia's tip.
I did not know you were wearing jeans right now.
You can get away with black jeans in so many situations because they don't look like jeans.
They don't look like jeans, especially when you dress it up. You look so beautiful and dressed.
Now, had I been wearing a t-shirt and sneakers, you would have been like, did you just show up on my show with jeans? Yeah. But you had no idea.
Oh my God.
Live in jeans, live in jeans.
Yeah. So now going back to the, is there a way for them to do it in a little bit of a more stylish way?
Yes.
With no white socks.
No white sweat socks. Anti-wet sweat socks movement. Did I say that right? There is a way, and I think that it is working with someone like myself who, there are so many psychological reasons, like really when I said, like, I'm going to be a stylist, I didn't realize I was also saying I'm going to be a pretend psychologist sometimes. There is so much psychology that goes into it. So if we do have someone that's just wearing the oversized clothing, and sometimes they feel like they don't deserve to put that much time and effort into themselves, or they can't justify it, or they're hiding, or they're not happy with their body type and they're not sure how to dress it, so they feel like, well, this is all that fits me, or this is all I look good in, or, well, I can't afford to shop, or I don't have the time, so this is what I have, and I make it do. And people don't realize that it is a small investment, where if you get core versatile pieces, you don't have to buy a whole new wardrobe to be able to mix and match and feel like you have one. People also don't realize, if you look into the fabric makeup of clothing, there are some people think I can't squeeze into jeans, but if you're looking at jeans with an extra bit of spandex that has some of the stretch, or it is a softer denim, it's much more comfortable. I've had so many people tell me, I can't wear jeans, they're just so comfortable, and they want to wear yoga pants, the mom trap yoga pants I see all the time. And then I get them into jeans.
Well, they're trying to ban yoga pants right now, aren't they?
They are? I support that. If anyone's doing that, I support that.
No,
completely.
it's a whole political thing. I don't want to get into it, but it just popped into my head that I can't remember who's trying to ban it. I think it's somebody out in one of the western states. Let's just say like Michigan or North Dakota or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, they're trying to ban yoga pants.
Well, we'll see what happens with that.
I think that's silly. But anyway, so really, it's about confidence.
It is. It's about investing the time in yourself and just kind of going outside the box a little bit, and having someone like myself who's unbiased and educated be able to tell you, yes, this looks good. Yes, if you wear something a little form-fitted, it doesn't mean that you are going to automatically attract all this crazy amount of attention that you don't feel comfortable with. It means that on the inside, you're going to start to feel better. And if people are paying attention, it's because you're radiating that feel good, look good ratio that we always talk about.
Yeah, we have talked about that several times, and I strongly believe that it goes hand in hand, and it's inside, feel good on the inside, you'll look good on the outside, and vice versa. When you look good on the outside, you will feel better about yourself, because your clothes, you say it's all about fit. So fit and confidence. And really what I want to talk about now is I want to talk about Project Hope. Because you're so passionate about the confidence and the fit and helping people.
Yes.
So tell me about Project Hope.
Project Hope is is awesome. They're located in Dorchester, and they actually help to move families up and out of poverty. So they do have a shelter that houses families, and they're very rooted in the community and helping families. I, of course, come in with the women because they are going through transitions in their lives, whether it's homelessness or domestic abuse or legal issues, or they're going for their GED or a job training, or they go to Project Hope for help with childcare. It's something within their life where fashion kind of is on the back burner, but they need professional clothing to attain these jobs that they're training and interviewing for, and they may not have the funds or the resources or the transportation. So I work with them to hold fashion workshops and just educate them.
This is the pop-up shop.
I do that too. So I do.
So that's another thing.
Yes.
Okay.
The fashion workshops are presentations just on professional dress, the importance, the do's and don'ts, that kind of thing. And then I set up the pop-up shop with clothing I have donated from my style swap events, and I have the women just come in and shop for free. I set it up like a boutique, and then I work there to style them and dress them.
Okay. So we're talking about several different things.
I know.
And I'm going to summarize right now real quick because I want to go and look at some of these other photos. So you are a wardrobe consultant.
Yes.
You are a personal stylist.
Yes.
You are doing a TV on demand thing with Comcast.
Yes.
So people can go on demand.
Yes.
And I want
on my website.
Or on your website.
YouTube.
Your website is beautiful, has tons of helpful information on your website.
Oh, good.
So the on demand, real quick, how many shows are there for people to they archive all of them?
They do. I think.
Or is there like 3 or 4 or 6 or something?
I think there were like 10 or so.
How long are the shows?
5 minutes.
Oh, 5-minute shows. That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So that is the cheap chic.
Yes.
Okay. And the style swap, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, not yet, but when you do a style swap, you have clothing left over that you help with the women in Project Hope.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. It's amazing.
I know.
You're doing so much. And this is all on top of Ralph Lauren. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this next. This is a definitely do and don't, or don't and do example. And are you actually helping the women in the pop-up shop and the Project Hope with very specifics like this as well? Because this is a pop of color, a do and a don't.
So addressing Project Hope, I work to dress the Speakers Bureau for their appearances at a big Rise and Shine breakfast that is Project Hope's big annual fundraiser each year. And so these women who have gone through trials and tribulations, have utilized Project Hope services, and are now success stories, they share their stories.
I love it.
At this event, they obviously...
I'm getting goosebumps right now just hearing you say it.
And to hear their stories is amazing. I get to actually sit in the workshops while they work on their speeches. It's just awesome to be a part. But they need obviously to be presentable to present their stories. So in the pop-up shop, the point is to get the Speakers Bureau their outfits, and I will style them just like in this do or don't, and say, wear this one, wear that, what shoes do you have at home?
For their body type?
Yes, for them strictly, for an hour. And then once that hour is up, it's open to everyone else in Project Hope. It's closed to the public, but everyone else in Project Hope can come in. So I definitely do one-on-one styling with them, and then helping everybody else shop once they get in.
Okay. And you just sent me an invitation to your style swap.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. But I love the photo of you going like this.
Oh, I love it.
And all the women are behind you, and you're like, nope, can't go yet. It's
not letting the ladies in.
It's adorable. It's adorable. Now, I love this pop of color, and I don't see anything wrong with the don't.
Okay, that's awesome.
We talked about it, but you said that the color in the photo is not quite the actual. You know how your computers can all be different.
The color is a little bit off, but what's happening in the pop of color? You don't have to wear all of your colors at once. You don't have to wear everything. And a lot of people feel like, well, I'm fun, I'm bubbly, I want to show my personality, I want to show that I'm happy, so I'll wear a ton of colors, when sometimes you make a stronger statement by having only one or two pops. So what she's doing in the don't is she's
popping
actually
too many colors.
She's popping too many colors. She's a little bit too busy, and especially for this to be in a workplace. Where in the do, we've then transitioned it to, actually it almost looks like what I have on today. I didn't plan that.
No, not really.
But we kind of gave her a print, the neutrals, and then we added the pop of color, so her blazer is her statement piece. A pop of color could be a scarf, a piece of jewelry, it could be your lip color, it could be your shoe color. but just kind of a way sometimes, if you feel you have to tone yourself down, to remember you're actually making more of an impactful statement.
I know.
By having just 1 or 2 punches as opposed to every color you've got.
Less is more is a whole. You know, I'm to the age now where I feel like I just want to wear all of my jewelry. You know, there are women in the world that as we get older, we just, you know, we walk out the house with all of it on. and you really, you know, you
should know it.
Yeah, not all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. But we don't want to shit on anybody, right? We you know, you do what you want to do, but if less is more. Less is more. Okay. So the, and the one last thing I want to say about the pop of color is that the gal in all of these photos, it's a young, you know, very thin, beautiful gal. So not all of these things can be for everybody, or I guess all of these can.
Well, it's kind of like we talked about earlier. It's the basic 1,
skinny.
2, 3.
So if somebody's a little bit heavier, they can still get away with the same
pop of color, of course.
I guess, right?
Of course.
All right. Well, the thing I want to bring up is the gal. She's wearing the
stripes,
the skinny stripes,
and
I've always avoided the stripes going this way. But because she has a jacket,
that's right.
The jacket itself, the blazer, is giving her an illusion of one center stripe. So
exactly. I dislike that fashion myth to stay away from stripes, horizontal stripes, because there are things that you can do to, yes, they go across. Yes, you can wear a jacket over it, you can wear a scarf, you can wear a necklace. If it's a V-neck, anything to help kind of elongate and give that vertical line to offset.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you're not allowed to wear stripes ever. That's silly.
Yeah. This I like the V because I feel claustrophobic when anything is too tight on my neck. So even if I have a round T-shirt, you know, I cut out a little V.
You do?
I do the whole flash dance thing. I cut up my clothes. But let's talk about the color-coded closet.
Okay.
Because this is something.
Fashion myth.
Because this is something that I thought was amazing that you didn't think. Not until you came to my house and you did the wardrobe and I had the 27 outfits did I realize, oh my God, you don't have to color code. You really need to organize it by outfits. So now I just grab an outfit. It takes me 5 minutes to get ready.
Yeah.
Now sometimes I'm dipping in and I'm trying to get a little more creative, so I'll take a little bit longer. But I thought that was amazing that you didn't necessarily believe in that.
No, it's funny too, because whenever someone is, or a lot of people, when they're getting ready to work with me and they're getting, you know, cleaning their closet and cleaning their room and all the stuff you have to do when someone's actually going in your bedroom.
Yeah.
And they're like, I color coded my closet, and I'm like, you're gonna hate me in about 45 minutes when I take it all apart, because it's so unnecessary. And I think I said this to you, I say this to everyone. Do you wake up and say, I really wanna wear red today? Today is a red day.
No, but when I have all of the outfits that you created for me, if I have a brown blazer, you know, with a white skirt, and we paired it with an aqua, you know, sort of a tank top or something. But not feeling like aqua that day, I might swap that out for emerald green. And I might think, I really would like to wear green or red. It's Valentine's. I love that outfit, but it's Valentine's Day. I want to throw in red or something like that. So I do reach for the colors on occasion. So now I have color coded on one side, outfits on the other.
That's such a good way to do it.
And the color-coded ones are the ones that I'm sort of on the back panel, like I'm not even wearing them. The outfit side is the outfit side. That's the go-to side.
Right. Yeah, and I recommend, because I'm not against color coordinating. I'm just against that being the only way you organize your closet, or the priority way that you organize your closet. And it's my retail background, but it's also me knowing my kind of layering strategies, is that I prefer your closet to be by classification. So all of your tank tops together, then all of your cardigans together, all of your blazers together, all of your skirts together, so that way you can say, okay, a layering piece over the top layering piece and my bottom, boom. As opposed to just having to say, I want something yellow.
I hear what you're saying about that.
You wake up and we're in New England. It could be freezing and then it could be 70.
Well,
so it's kind of like you're not you think like, what do I have to wear so that I don't get hypothermia, before you think like, I really want to wear orange, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that can come secondary, and that's exactly what you said. Sometimes you'll pick the combination and then want to switch the color. Beautiful. Awesome. And if you then know, I feel like red, and there's my warm color section or my reddish section, awesome. But for you to have a red spaghetti strap shirt next to a red dress, next to a red cardigan, just because they're all red, that doesn't make sense.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not what I do. What I do is I have all my dresses in one area, and then those are color coded.
Right, and exactly, it's classification first.
And then I have all my pants and skirts in one area, and those are all color coded, and then all my tops. But I do mix. I used to separate summer and winter, and I don't do that anymore.
That's like another fashion myth,
I don't do that anymore because I want all my white tank tops, all my white short sleeves, all my white long sleeves, all my white turtlenecks, all my white blazers, everything that's in that white family, and then I move to tans, and then I go all the way to the, and gosh, I don't know where to put leopards, so I'm like, whenever I have prints, I'm like, all right, this kind of goes in here, and stick it somewhere.
That's funny. So
let's talk about, well, I was going to talk about business casual, but since we're talking about prints, let's talk about pattern mixing.
Okay, exciting.
Pattern mixing. This is a little too much. We're going to show the photos. There's a don't and a do. Why is this a don't?
It's a don't because she just has way too much going on, and it's the mixing of the silhouettes, because as you can see, it's kind of a full top and a full skirt tucked in, but then the fact that it also has pattern makes the silhouette that much busier. The colors are just wrong. It's just really clashing. So in order to pattern mix, and I love for women to embrace this because men do it all the time with their ties and pocket squares and argyle socks. I mean, they pattern mix all the time. For women, I think we steer clear a little bit more, and there is a way to do it properly, which is sort of like the don't, and it's first, limit your color choices. I would say stay between 2 and 5 different colors in your entire outfit. Any more than 5 and you could look like the Crayola box. And then also to repeat at least 1 color. So that keeps everything uniform. So as we can see in the do, her skirt is black and white, her top is black and pink, and her cardigan is black, and her shoes are black. So because we're repeating the black fluidly, it allows that pop and that fun, everyone's getting along, even though we're mixing different prints.
Everyone's getting along. I love it. And I love the print, the rose print blouse. I think that's amazing.
So nice.
All right, let's talk real quick about the professional one. The don't is a cute dress, but it's just way too much leg.
It is just not appropriate professionally. And
unless she had a boot. If she had a boot, still not. Because of the little slit in
it's too fitted. It's
too fitted.
It's too fitted. It's too tight. It's too short, and it's just not
appropriate. For business.
That's a situation
for corporate.
Exactly.
See, I don't even work in corporate, so I show my tattoos. I dress a little bit edgier because I'm not in a corporate office. But if you are in a bank, or the Prudential Center, or what have you, you can't really get away with that.
No, and I think it's a common misconception where people, and this is again where fit is super important, and why, because people think, well, okay, I have a dress and I have a blazer, so that makes it professional to put the blazer on over it, so I'm good to go, right? And that's where it goes back to fit, to say, that dress on her fits her amazing. And like you said, she could add a boot, she could throw on a motorcycle jacket. I mean, she could make it funky, she could make it bohemian, she could put a fur vest over it. But not for the office. But for the office, just because you have an office appropriate blazer does not mean if you throw it over any old dress, it makes the dress office appropriate.
Okay, now what about the old-fashioned 2-finger rule for the skirt when you're standing? Or 2-finger or 2 inches, like
2 inches below your fingers,
or above the knee, or something like that.
It's about
because my kids go to Rising Tide, so they have rules about what they can wear. They can't wear anything that's bigger than a Post-it. So if you have a pattern, it's okay to have plaids and prints, but as far as graphics, like graphic tees, it can't be bigger than a yellow sticky. A 3-inch yellow sticky. So, you know, the Nike symbol is fine.
Huh.
The polo symbol is fine. The alligator is fine. Like those kind of things. Not that they're all preppy school, but stripes are fine. Plaids are fine. Yeah, so they have rules. So do you still follow true to those rules as far as a skirt for the business office?
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's, I mean, again, there's a great trick. Like if you've got a dress or a skirt that's a little bit short and it maybe doesn't exactly reach the bottom of your fingertips, but you pair it with opaque black tights, you can kind of get away with it a little bit more.
A little bit more.
But if you go and you're just showing the leg for days, that's when it could call attention that you're
not
kind of
J-Lo.
breaking the rules. Yeah, so it's there's a way to do it, but to say, you know, to stick to a standard, I would absolutely say yes. Going out on a date or with your girlfriends, do what you want, but doesn't mean it's appropriate for the workplace.
Okay, so the last one we have to talk about as far as the photos is the business casual. And the don't really looks very sloppy to me.
Yeah, and it's just
is it because it's just boring and there's no flair, or what is the specific don't in this photo?
The don't is, I just feel like that is, nothing is really fitted or structured. It's a little bit laid back because of the silhouettes and the
so
color
actually
palette.
The tan pant is probably fine if it were mixed with different shoes, different blouse, different blazer. But in this look,
and she has, so just to be clear, because I saw it in person, well, I put it together in person intentionally, because the sweater has silver stripes, like silver, like tinsel almost. And then the pants are actually
tan.
They're tan and white, thin stripes. And then those Tory Burch shoes, which she actually got at one of my style swaps, have a big gold Tory Burch symbol. So she's got the silver going here, the gold down, these stripes, those stripes. It's just
it's not. It doesn't go.
Nothing is popping. Nothing is standing out. If she walked by you, you might even notice anything. And her hair's a mess.
Her hair's a mess. It's a little tousled. It's a little, you know, rolled out of bed look. And now the do is adorable.
It's pulled together, and again, it's using separates in a way that you may not think. Those pants could be worn casually. That shirt could be worn casually, but together and with a tailored blazer and with that shoe, her hair's pulled back. So much more appropriate.
Oh, it's a great
But a
look.
fun way to still kind of mix up your more casual pieces.
So we are almost out of time.
No!
We still have time. We still have time. We got about 6 minutes here.
I want to stay all day.
I can't believe this is almost over because I could talk about this forever.
I know.
Now, you have so many strengths that you bring to the table, so much knowledge, so much information. What do you think is your biggest strength when helping your clients?
Oh, this is a good question too. You have such good questions. I think that my biggest strength, and I like to pride myself in, understanding your life and understanding your personality, and I think it's just the psychology behind it, where I'm not judging, I'm not demanding that you do something that is on the cover of Vogue just because it is. I am really, like I say, a real stylist that helps real people. I mean,
not celebrities.
Yes, just the everyday grind and the on the go, and just finding the solutions to having to have a purse, a briefcase, and a toddler in your arm and not slip down the driveway. And I don't have kids, but I get it. Do you know what I mean? So I think my ability to relate and not judge is a huge asset, because in the fashion industry, things could get a little catty, or you know, it is a superficial industry, so I try as much as I can to take the superficial out of it and make it more about how you feel.
And it's really important about your fit and, you know, to your lifestyle.
Yes.
And like you said, if you have babies, you know, you're helping them in that area. If you're a businesswoman, you can help in that area. We have time, so I want to talk about your style swap.
Me too.
And you know, people, we cannot, you know, sort of have a call to action on the show. So, and I know you know that. So if they want more information, they can go to itrustintricia.com. And we'll put that at the end in the credits. But let's talk about your style swap that's coming up that I'm going to go to.
Finally!
I can't wait.
I'm excited you're finally going to come.
I can't wait to go. So let's talk about what it is, and if people have more interest, there's information about it on your website too?
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us about the style swap.
So Style Swaps are a clothing swap event that I started in 2011. And I started those because when I would work with clients, we would have kind of an edit pile of items that they didn't need anymore. For example, if someone was changing careers and they had 15 button-down shirts that they don't have to wear anymore. They're great, Banana Republic and Ann Taylor and Pink, expensive shirts, but they don't need them anymore. And it's almost to the clothing, to throw it in a bin in a parking lot doesn't do the clothing as much justice. It's not as satisfying to yourself because you don't know who you've helped. So I kind of felt like I need to bring all my clients together, like my friends and I, or my family members and I share clothes. So I felt like if these women knew each other, they would share, but they don't know each other, so it's my obligation. And I had gone to a few clothing swaps, and I realized what I wanted mine to be. I wanted them to be more upscale. I wanted them to be in the evening as opposed to, I don't know, maybe in like a warehouse or something. I want everything to be hanging. I want it to be a shopping experience. I set everything up like it's a boutique.
Yes.
And I just have other events so that women come out, and it's just about empowering and feeling good, and you get to network with women. And then we let you into the swap where you shop for free, which is kind of crazy. You take out as many items as you brought in. And it is amazing, and I have stories and my testimonials on my websites, but my website, not yet do I have several,
there's Facebook and there's other social media landings.
But I do, where women have, you know, gone in and you see someone picking up something that was yours, and you're like, oh God, I loved that top. And they're like, this is so cute, why did you get rid of it? And you're like, well, I don't know, I loved it, but I used it too much. I wore it with white jeans. And they're like, I'll wear it with red jeans. And you're like, awesome. It's just like amazing. It's not a competition. It's camaraderie, and it's women really sharing style.
And I love how you call it an edit pile. So when you go in, there's an edit pile. It's not a purge pile. No. It's an edit pile. And really, I think that sometimes the reason why we hold on to stuff is because we don't know where it's going to go.
That's right. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing, well, unless you're, you know, a hoarder and you can't let go of anything, and then you can't walk around your house. But you know, because there are times where I don't want to let something go, but knowing that it's going to go to someone else, like you said, rather than in a big bin or a bucket somewhere. Now, those are the kind of things that you want to put things that are torn,
or just maybe an old ill-fitting pair of jeans from like '88, or I mean, those charities are great, and they do amazing things as well. Mine is set up so that it's like-minded and like-styled women get to come together, and you're donating twice. So you're cleaning out your closet, you're getting rid of items that you don't use anymore, but they're not ripped, they're not torn, they're not stained. You just don't have a use for them anymore. You're bringing them to an event where there are 75, 100 other women who would fit your items, like your items, use them to go to work in, and you get to kind of see, oh, all my stuff was taken, that's amazing, or she got my jacket. And then what isn't taken is then donated to Project Hope. So it's a win-win. It's kind of like you're adopting out your clothing or something. It makes you feel better than just leaving it.
And I almost feel like now that I've had you come, and you've done my wardrobe, I know what to bring to the style swap.
And some accessories that you gave me.
I gave
you accessories.
Yep, I gave you accessories, but now I know what to bring to the style swap, because you need to bring things that are gently worn. It's sort of like consignment, but in a different way.
It is, because again, you know, you want everything to be fair. You want to know that you are going to come out with the same quality you're bringing in, and then also these women need this clothing to attain jobs. And you know what I mean, to make appearances or go to school every day or training classes. So this is obviously things that are in good condition, you know, relatively new, but we have had some vintage pieces which have been amazing. But it's you never know what's going to come. But I'm excited because I know we've talked about it for so long, and I now finally cemented for, I usually do the swap seasonally. So 2 to 4 times a year.
When is the date for the
March 26th.
Okay.
So the spring style swap, Thursday, March 26th in the evening. It's at the Easton Country Club. And I partner with Easton Women of Today, and they are a nonprofit as well. And then the rest of the clothing will go to Project Hope, and in May I set up the pop-up shop. So it's perfect timing, even though I don't believe spring's coming. I know it is, even though if you look outside it's not. But spring is going to come, and it's the time where we are all going to go through our wardrobes and kind of purge,
reevaluate,
and purge and pick, reevaluate, exactly. So kind of bring the things you don't wear anymore and you go home with some great new things. And it's a 1-for-1. I mean, you could bring that leopard jacket and just saying.
No. This is a family heirloom.
Of course not.
No.
But you could bring a jacket and you could leave with a purse. You could bring a bracelet and you can leave with a dress. I mean, it's a 1-for-1. So if you're looking to clean out your closet and not take home as many items as you brought in, it's a great help. If you're looking to update your wardrobe in a budget-friendly way, because all you're paying is the ticket price, you're not paying per item, then this is a great way to update.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and I'm really big about recycling and repurposing and reutilizing and reinventing, really.
Yes.
So I want to thank you so much. We're out of time.
No.
I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
I want to
having
thank
me.
you for tuning in. You can go to, if you want more information, you can go to itrustintricia.com. And thank you for tuning in to Powerful Women Revealed. I want to thank you so much for watching Powerful Women Revealed. I can't say it enough how the Power Show is really such a great, compelling way for entrepreneurial women to capture and share who they are, why they are so passionate about what they do, and how their business is unique and stands above the rest. With so many big businesses out there today, I really believe it is vital to communicate who we are as entrepreneurs and why our products or services are exceptional, and communicate that in a powerful way. Tricia Cromwell is such a powerful woman. I originally reached out to her because I knew I was going to be doing this TV show and I needed help. And even though I'm creative, Tricia helped me to see outfits that I didn't even think to put together. I love that her business is called I Trust in Tricia, and I say that often because I do trust her. But what I really love about Tricia is that she is on a mission to help transform the wardrobes of women and men that really want to take advantage of the clothes that they already have, whether professional or for personal. I so love that she is on this mission because I am also big on repurposing and recycling and reinventing and rejuvenating the things that I already have. What is really funny is that when she first came on my radio show and I discovered that she is not a big believer that color coordinating your wardrobe is really not necessarily the best thing to do, I looked at her after the show when she came to my home to help me, and I looked at her and I thought, oh my God, Tricia, that's really bad. I can't believe you said that out loud. You might turn away so many customers. And then not until after she came to my house and I had the entire new 27 outfit wardrobe that I never knew I had, not only the 27 outfits, but all this new ideas and concepts. It was then that the light bulb went off and I totally got it. It is really great to organize your clothes by outfits. So now I've got the one side for my go-to outfits and the other side for my color coordinated reachable items that I can swap out or introduce. And really, taking your time and self-care to put your best foot forward every day and dress for success is really important, and it's important to me. And Tricia is so good at what she does, and I pull from her expertise every time I grab one of those outfits that she so effortlessly puts together for me. She is an expert, and I'm extremely grateful to have Tricia in my life because she has my best interest in her heart. Tricia and I are strengthening who we are together, and I hope that we are empowering women of all ages to follow their dreams and inspire the women of the future generations to be the change that they want to see. It is my personal mission to acknowledge such amazing women in business and women entrepreneurs. I have the pleasure of meeting and knowing some really amazing women, and I am absolutely honored to promote them, who they are, what they stand for, and how they are helping people in and beyond our communities. I hope you will tune in next Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and I want to thank you for watching Powerful Women Revealed.